guys, welcome back to another day here at Fit Life with Alicia. I am out in my gym getting ready to work out, but before I came out here, I took a little while to think about my day, to plan out what I wanted to accomplish, to think about what I had going for the day. I took some time to write in my journal some things that I had been thinking about recently and some kind of big breakthroughs that I've had this week. As you know, if you've watched any of my last few videos, I have been working on overhauling my diet, overhauling how I eat. I have spent my whole life, most of my life, especially my adult life, being addicted to junk food, addicted to sugar, and eating way too much of those kinds of foods, and I was getting really sick of feeling sick and tired. For the last almost 3 months, I have cut way back on refined sugar. That's kind of my starting point for overhauling my diet like I have. And it's been really good, and I've learned a lot, and I'm surprised that I have been able to stick with it for this long. And I am really seeing some awesome, amazing benefits from doing this. And it has been hard work, but it has been totally, completely worth it. For the month of July, I joined a 30-day clean eating challenge. So not only was I working on cutting way back on my refined sugar intake, but I was also cutting back on anything processed, most processed foods, most white carbs like white flour, and just anything fast food, processed food, packaged food, refined sugar, and really focusing on eating highly nutritious foods, foods that are in their most natural form as much as possible. And I had some really good success with that, and I really enjoyed it. Even though it was tough, I was able to lose a little weight. My clothes were looser after I got finished with that, and I learned that I can do this. But I put it off for a really long time because frankly, it seemed too hard and like I probably wasn't capable of doing it. I didn't believe that I could do it. And if I'm being honest, I just didn't want to. I really enjoyed all the junk food. That was my way of coping when life was stressful. That was my way of celebrating when life was going well or things were going great. That was my way to reward myself at the end of a hard day or at the end of a hard week. I would really go after it on the weekends especially. And so it was really tough in the beginning to wrap my head around changing my diet like this and cutting out, or at least cutting, well, for a while, I've really cut a lot of that out. Not permanently, but I knew that I needed to give myself a good fighting chance to get completely off these foods that I've been addicted to most of my life. And it was hard. And those first few weeks, I had a lot of cravings. I had a lot of times where I just had to power through, just push through and remind myself that my health and how I feel is more important than indulging in a plate of chocolate chip cookies or a big juicy bacon cheeseburger. I knew that I needed to work hard at cutting back on those things. But figuring out my why was super, super important to me, and it helped me power through when things got really hard, when I wanted to throw caution to the wind, when I wanted to give up, or when I did give up, when I did give in and indulge. I had to bring it back to my why. Why was I doing this? Why was this so important to me? And my why is very simple, and I've talked about this a lot in some of my other videos, but I'm going to talk about it again. My why was, I just want to feel good. I just want to feel good. I was so tired of being tired all the time. I was so sick of being low energy, of feeling like I needed a nap every day, of feeling just frustrated and grumpy because I felt so foggy. That brain fog had really settled into my life for a very long time, and I didn't know how to get rid of it. In fact, I was just used to it, but I knew I didn't feel good. And when I didn't feel good, I couldn't be the mom and the wife and the person. I just couldn't be happy like I wanted to, and like I knew it was possible, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it until I figured out that why. That simple little why of just wanting to feel good has helped me power through when this got really hard, helped me redial in when I would get off track, helped me get back on the horse, back on the wagon when I would fall off. And let me tell you, I have fallen off a bunch of times. And in the past, I would stay off. I would feel sorry for myself. I would decide this is too hard. I can't do this. And I have a lot of years of that history backing me up, telling me you're not capable of this. However, it was time. It was time to feel good. It was time to change my life. I am getting older. I cannot afford to live like that anymore. So focusing on that why, focusing on the life that I want to have, the life that I want to create for my future, that wasn't the life I was living. And so it was time to get super dialed in. And I will say that I have really shocked myself with this, because focusing on those things has helped me stick to my guns, and it feels so good. I am feeling better than I have felt in such a long time. I have more energy. I feel more clear-minded than I have ever felt in my life. I don't need a nap every day. Every afternoon before, by 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I needed a nap, right? You guys know how that is. You have that afternoon crash. If you can, you take a nap. At least I did. And that was happening way too often, and it didn't feel good, and I didn't like that my day was run by not feeling good and not having energy. It just didn't feel good. But you know what does feel good? Taking care of myself, taking care of my body. I actually feel so empowered after 3 months of working really hard at changing my diet and changing my life and changing my thinking around all of this stuff. I am learning that I can do it, that I am capable, that if I work hard enough, if I think about my why, if I really dial in on what I really truly want for my life, this is possible, and I am doing it. And I am retraining myself to have healthier habits that support me in feeling good and having the life that I want. But it has taken a lot of hard work. I want to share one other thing with you guys before I finish up this video. I had a really awesome breakthrough this week that has made all of this hard work these last 3 months so completely worth it. And it is this: I have had no sugar cravings this entire week. This whole time up to this week, I have had to really be careful because those sugar cravings hit hard and they sometimes hit often. And I have heard and read that when you get off sugar, eventually those cravings will go away. Your taste for sugar will go away. And a lot of what I've read says that 2-3 weeks and you can get off sugar and you won't have those cravings. That has not been the case for me. It has been almost 3 months, 2.5 months of just putting those cravings aside and just not giving in and indulging to those. And it has been really, really difficult. And sometimes I feel like I am really missing out by not having those treats that I love so much, that I have relied on so much in my life. This week though, I haven't even thought about sugar. I haven't missed it. I haven't felt like I was missing out. It's been around. Abby, my daughter, makes killer chocolate chip cookies. They're so good. Like, I wouldn't go anywhere to buy chocolate chip cookies. These are the best I've ever had. Truly and honestly. The cookie dough for those cookies, it's to die for. So good. And I didn't feel bad not having those cookies. I didn't feel deprived. In fact, I had one. I took one cookie. I ate that cookie. I really enjoyed it and savored it. And then I was done. And I felt happy with the one cookie. That has never been possible for me. I always need at least 5 or 6 cookies and a scoop or 2 of cookie dough on the side. Like, gross, right? But that is a huge breakthrough for me. I feel a freedom that I have never felt before in my life. I feel empowered like I have never felt before in my life. I am ready to take these successes that I have experienced through a lot of hard work and a lot of determination and a ton of consistency. I am now ready to take these successes and keep building on them. Keep working on the life that I want. Keep working on having better health and more energy and becoming the person I want to be and no longer be ruled by food. It is possible, but it does take hard work. And I wanted to share that with anybody out there who's in the same boat as me, or in the same boat as I was, that didn't believe they could do it, that didn't think they were worth it, that didn't think they were capable of it. You are worth it, you can do it, but it does take the hard work. It does take picking yourself back up when you get off track, because guess what? This journey will never go perfectly. That is something I've had to wrap my head around and cut myself some slack on, is I will mess up. I will get off track. That doesn't matter as long as I pick myself back up and keep going. If I can do this, anybody out there can do this. I promise you can do this, but you gotta get dialed in on your why. You gotta get dialed in on it's gonna be hard work and wrap your head around that. That was something that I just didn't wanna do. I didn't wanna face. I didn't want to face that it was going to be hard work and I was going to have to do things I didn't want to do. However, not doing that kept me stuck for a really long time, and I am done being stuck. Being stuck is no longer acceptable to me, and so hard work it is. I will do the hard work. I will pick myself back up and keep going when I get off track. That's what it takes. Dialing in on my why all the time, regularly, that's what it takes. If I can do this, you can do this. I believe in you because I am nobody special. I am nobody different or better or more capable than anybody else out there. I promise you, I am a regular, average person. You got this. I got this. You got this. Let's do this together. Thank you for coming along and watching this video today. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you have a fabulous day. I hope you'll come back and watch again. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you later.